there's a couple things with the Federation of Planets aspect of my book, and I just find this really fascinating stuff. So I mentioned to Susie, Susie Hansen helped me edit my book, and she has 30 something years of UAP and abduction research. And, I asked her, have you ever heard of gray aliens mentioning a Federation of Planets? And she said, no, she hadn't. And I don't really know what this is. If it's a symbolic thing, they definitely show me multiple different species working together. And it was also used as a way of, energizing my biology for the 14th contact event when they're taking my biology. But there are some strange things worth mentioning about this, idea that they kind of gave me. So first is Haim Eshed. Let me, sorry, Zoom has a couple things here in the way. So on December 2nd, 2020, Professor Haim Eshed was interviewed by the Yediot Ahronot newspaper. Sorry, people, I know you can't see this stuff. Zoom puts a whole bunch of stuff in my way here. A leading figure in Israeli aviation, Haim Eshed is a retired brigadier general in the Israeli Defense Forces and a former director of space programs for the Israeli Ministry of Defense for nearly 30 years. Eshed helped launch spy satellites, which he said would help provide high-quality surveillance of Iran. So he made headlines for saying former Israeli space security chief says extraterrestrials exist and Trump knows about it. And he said a galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we will understand what space and spaceships are. Interesting. Jeremy Corbell did his own translation, and I really like this, and so I'm going to mention it here. So this is the exact lines translated from Hebrew to English by Jeremy Corbell. Trump was on the verge of finding out, but the aliens in the Galactic Federation say, wait, let the spirits calm down. They don't want us to have mass hysteria. They want to make us sane and understanding first. They are also investigating and trying to help understand the rule nature of the universe, and they want us as helpers. It's a very interesting line, but he does actually mention a Galactic Federation. And so that's just a very interesting piece. I also know that the idea of this Federation content comes out of some of the channels. I have to admit, I don't really pay attention to any of the channel content, and just find all that kind of just a weird crossover that, the aliens use this information. What it means, I don't really fully understand, but there's some more to digest here. So she explained to me, this is my 7th contact event. We belong to a federation of planets, and this symbolizes our grouping. The Federation is grateful for the work you have done with us. The Federation object, so she puts an object in my hands. And this is part of the reason that it's very, it'd be very, as the, the first person view looking at my content, probably, obviously he's making this up. He's taking things that he knows from society, and then he's talking about it on his books or thinking that this is alien contact. But there's just, the problem is that this was a consciousness device, and my brain has no capacity it's never in its history ever replicated ideas like this, or these sensations and feelings and vibes. And I 100% held an object that was shaped like this, and it imparted this information. The Federation object was a consciousness device with depth, imparting information into me. I could feel plans, written agreements, and arrangements between planets that work together, with impressions of leadership, hierarchies, and governments. There were intelligent sensations of careful balance between a recognition of differences and respect for communities, yet bringing them into a fold to create a galactic unified collective. Oh, yeah. And so at the top of the Federation object, when I looked at the gem at the top, it shimmered at me, communicating a high command over this Federation that was a sentient, organic computer intelligence. So this is very much in line with what Ross Coulthart said on the Chris Kumos podcast. I played this video last time. I'm going to play it again because it seems to make a connecting piece here.
There are people who talk about an uber consciousness, even the possibility that what we're talking about here, Chris, is what we call God. I mean, really, when you think about it, when you look at the ancient religions, Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, what they're all describing is a superintelligence, a higher intelligence that's hopefully benevolently inclined towards humanity, which guides us and protects us. I'm not sure I necessarily subscribe to the idea that this intelligence is so inclined, because there are malevolent intentions that have been shown from some of the descriptions of experiences. But is it possible that, yes, maybe there's a huge supercomputer that was created tens of billions of years ago that is self-generating, that has essentially created life, that tinkers with us and tinkers with other life all around the universe? I mean, is it incomprehensible that what we think of as God or some kind of uber consciousness is not some artificially generated consciousness? And isn't it inevitable, frankly, that human beings, as we reach the limits of our brains, that we'll essentially transition eventually to technology ourselves and maybe transfer all of our spirit and soul onto some kind of computer? I don't think it's inconceivable that that's what we're dealing with. All I'm doing, though, as a journalist, is speculating.
That's some interesting speculation. Why would the aliens show me that at the top of the Federation was a sentient organic computer intelligence? And Ross Coulthart, who basically has some in now from working with David Grush, say something so in line that the idea that right at the very top of all this is a sentient organic computer intelligence running the whole entire show. And it also is just in line with the 10th contact event, with the twin saying, so the twin is showing me the consciousness of the craft, and it's a white ball sitting in the corner, and it says, this is our creator, this is God.